let's go on to our next topic. Stevo, this is your topic.
All right, cool. I'm gonna be. Did you guys see Suicide Squad yet?
No, I didn't see it. I don't plan on seeing it unless I can get it
all
for
right,
free.
good. Rocco, same thing.
I haven't seen it yet. The movie I'm planning on seeing today is gonna be Alan's movie. Yeah.
Dude, I heard it's so good.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Who's watching the kids?
My mom is watching the kids.
Can they watch Xander?
They're coming with.
Can they?
No, man.
Can she watch? Can she watch Xander so that Sarah and I can join you?
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
See how awesome this is gonna be?
Yeah. What are you talking about? Your mom's not coming with you to Seattle?
No, but bro will be, and bro will watch the kids. So he'd be cool with it. He would absolutely be cool with it.
Well, a 7-month?
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Okay.
He's such a good uncle. He's
okay.
really good.
If he's comfortable.
Yeah, he's been around with both of the kids, like as they've been young and up, like daily.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
awesome.
move on.
Okay. All right. So expectations out of this movie, were, I'd say, what do you think, guys? Are pretty high. Like I'm saying, like after Batman v Superman, I've heard like they've made remakes. They took a lot of deleted scenes out. They've actually added scenes in.
They hired
movie.
companies to make multiple edits of the movie, to have
Right.
multiple versions of the movie, and they screen tested it with people to see which ones they liked better.
Well, they did it because after Batman v Superman, they said it was too serious, and that's kind of like what Suicide Squad was. So they even took the actors and made like new scenes to like where they
play him down a little bit.
Hey Jerry.
Well, funny parts.
Jerry,
so
Jerry.
basically funny parts.
Put up the logos of the Suicide Squad's 3 trailers, and it will show the difference of the colors. Like it starts out really gloom and doom. It's just like black and gunmetal, and then it gets a little bit more colorful. And by the third one, it's like really right down there, Jerry. Just put it right over Rocco's face. We'll look at it. Yeah. So you can see that, like, even to Steve's.
Did you call for Jerry to do this?
Yeah. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah.
Dude, Jerry, we just
Okay,
hired
Jerry,
him.
Thank you, Jerry.
He's our editor.
Yeah,
he's gonna edit our stuff now.
Oh.
So.
Appreciate you, Jerry.
Yeah, thanks, Jerry.
Yeah.
So you can see that it gets like a lot more.
Real? 'Cause I got
it got a lot more colorful, right? So like they definitely are trying to change the vibe. Look, when you're the top 10 iTunes podcast, you start to get a little bit of recognition, and people want to help you.
Thank you,
right?
Jerry.
Appreciate it. I like
look,
Jerry.
Jerry, thank you for.
It's funny because that's my dad's name.
Well, I hope that doesn't. Okay, so
Appreciate it, Jerry.
we have Suicide Squad. So yeah, they definitely tried they realized from the beginning, I think, that they were getting backlash. Like the costumes, there was like a lot of backlash to the costumes. There was a lot of backlash into like how serious it was looking, and like they were like okay, and then Batman v Superman, right, like you said, like came out, and they're like all right, people really don't like this grittiness. It's too doom and gloom. Let's make it like Guardians of the Galaxy. Hey. Guardians of the Galaxy was just like this, right? It was a bunch of different people had to like band together and like do a thing, and you know what? They were like really flashy and colorful, and that soundtrack, like it was really successful. It was all 80s and stuff. Let's throw in a soundtrack, like so they hired this like this amazing and talented trailer company that cuts trailers, and they basically just like
They did really good with the trailer.
yeah, they made the trailers look like just it's like the have you guys ever heard of syncopation? The term syncopation, it
synchronizes a song with everything that goes with the movie, right?
No, but that's kind of what I'm.
But they pretty much did that with the Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, but so syncopation is like a way to create music, and it generates naturally in your brain to like bob and head and move it, and like it makes you feel good, and it's just the way that all the different like tunes harmonize, right? So they did that with the trailer, and they did that with the trailer, and it's like you just naturally are like, wow, this makes you feel good, and I'm down with it, and that's great. But
and it's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, and so it's kind of a cop out because there's no representation of that actual movie. But what they did is the edit that went live, where what people saw was it was edited and cut by that trailer company, and not the director and his people. So he has a different version of that movie that exists.
Gotcha.
Like a lot of the stuff that you saw in the trailer wasn't in the movie.
Right.
Oh,
like
really?
They cut a lot of those scenes out. As far as like, I mean, I don't know, because based on the critics hated it. People did like it. I guess it got a 71% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty good. It's like I said, I didn't really expect anything from it. Like, it really seems like they tried a little too hard, because like I know Joker and Harley Quinn's relationship in the animated series was abusive, You know, like the Joker was abusive to Harley Quinn, and Harley Quinn kept going back to her, and they tried to portray that in the actual movie. But the thing is, they took all those scenes out because they said it was too serious.
They said, okay, so I was listening to someone, and apparently, sorry, Steve, but real quick on that note, apparently, just to help Rocco get context, there was a scene where Joker pushes Harley Quinn out of the helicopter to kill her, and it actually, like, he does it, but they edit it in a way that instead of it looking like that,
it looks like
he saved her.
Yeah, it looks like he saved her, and I actually watched it twice.
Really?
I watched it twice. Yeah, the first time was with Amber, and then the second time was with my daughter last night because she really wanted to see it. She didn't know I seen the movie.
Okay.
So I wanted to just do something with me and her.
Harley Quinn?
Yeah, she liked Harley Quinn and everything. So, so I saw it twice. But the thing was, it didn't look like he pushed her out. They were about to both go out of the helicopter. He's like, "It's you and me, baby," and then they were both about to jump out. And like the helicopter exploded, and he kind of fell backwards, and he was reaching out for her, and she fell the other way. So like, it didn't portray that at all. Like he pushed her at all to save her. Like he was about to go out with her, and then like he fell backwards, and she fell out the other way. So it's kind of like that. But the thing was, dude, is it seemed too cheesy. The way they put the funny stuff inside the movie, like they were trying too hard to make it like.
Because it was an afterthought.
It seemed like. Well, the thing was, it seemed like it was too forced. Like even some of, I don't know too much about Deadshot, but like it seemed like his lines were just so stupid. That's even Will Smith couldn't even make him up. Because like one of the lines was like, "I'm gonna come." He's like, you know, when I get out of here, I'm gonna get out of here someday. He's like, and I'm gonna rain down on you on whole something. He's like the Holy Ghost. That's what he says. I'm gonna rain down on you like the Holy Ghost. And, like, that didn't sound badass at all to me. You know what I mean? Like, at all. I was like, you could have said something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's cussing the entire movie pretty much. And he says, I'm going to rain down on you like the unholy ghost. Like, and then in one part of the movie, he also says to you, he's like, you know, we're going to go get, he's like, I'm going to take you there. He's like, and it's going to be, my daughter's going to know I'm a hero. And it's going to be like a chapter in the Bible.
Jesus, I don't know Deadshot was so Christian,
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was like, it was just seemed so forced, and it didn't seem like badass at all. Like, and seems some of the funny quips, like you know, like you used to see him with like Tony Stark and stuff like that. I guess Harley Quinn was supposed to be like that kind of person.
Yeah.
Along with Captain Boomerang.
Yeah. Like
they're supposed to go back and forth and everything. And some of the parts were pretty funny, but like as far as like the Harley Quinn parts, it seemed kind of forced.
Did you laugh out loud at all?
The crocodile guy definitely made me laff. He's from Tampa, Florida, apparently.
Oh, okay.
He's from Tampa, Florida. But he's like a gangster, so like he didn't talk pretty much the entire movie, but when he did, it was pretty funny.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know, like my expectations were pretty much like after Batman v Superman, where it was just like it was just gonna be like even for the new one, man, like the Justice League, I'm not really excited about that at all. I don't like the way the costumes look. I don't like the way characters look. I don't watch the WB stuff though. Like, I don't know if you're excited at all for it, or do you have any expectations for this movie too?
I'm more excited about Justice League than I am over the other ones because I can see the ship starting to turn, and so I'm excited of the potential. But they are ultimately like WB is so in the trenches and hands-on with their shit that I am very confident that they will find a way to screw up Justice League because they're just gonna have too much like, but that movie that just made a bunch of $1 billion, we gotta put that element in there, and they don't understand why the element was created or how it like threads into like the other thing, like the whole soundtrack thing for Suicide Squad. Like they thought in their head, Guardians of the Galaxy was successful because they had this like poppy music, but Star-Lord was born in the 80s, and the only thing that he has to remind himself of his dead mother and Earth is his soundtrack, and his soundtrack was given to him by his mother, and she was an 80s fan, so it made sense.
There's an understood intent behind it. Yeah,
so it made sense why it existed. There's no reason why Bohemian Rhapsody is in Suicide Squad. There's just there's no connection there.
And I just want to let you know that Bohemian Rhapsody was not in it was only in the trailer.
But
it was only in the trailer.
Music like that apparently in the opening. Like you open up with a song like that or something that's like... Okay.
I just want to let you know too that heathens that they portray inside that thing, and Sucker for Pain, I'm just a sucker for... All right, so, and Heathens from 21 Pilots, did not play at all during the whole entire movie until the end, the credits. That was it.
But wasn't there a pop song that played in the very beginning? I thought I heard that. Like the opening is very like it's a
yeah,
song
I forgot what it was. It was a really good pop song. I forgot. Dang it, what was it?
Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again, right?
Yeah, it was
Did it again.
I made
Bang,
your
bang.
movie dark.
Bang,
I
bang.
hated it shit.
Bang bang. Ooh baby, yeah, you gonna get a
Oh, there we go.
new film.
Yeah, it was great.
That's not the same.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so like, okay, keep going, Steve. This is fascinating. I'm really like you're doing a great job.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I'm just I mean other parts in the movie like they just were showing like Harley Quinn's ass the entire time pretty much.
That's why I sighed when your daughter wanted to go see, because it's like, man, because Harley Quinn is actually a really cool character, but they just Margot Robbie, they're like, oh yeah, she did that thing in Wolf of Wall Street where she's really sexy. Let's add that element to Harley Quinn. It's like Harley Quinn doesn't walk around presenting herself to people. This is crazy. She's in like a freaking onesie pajama for the most part. Why did you do that? Like, women are going to look at this character and want to like be represented by that. Like, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
Right, and I mean, I don't know, like, but I think my daughter, she's at a maturity level where she can handle, you know, she can understand that stuff. Like, I mean, like, I said, do you want to go see Sausage Party? And she was like, no, that's an inappropriate movie for me. I definitely don't want to see that. That's what she said. I was like, I don't know if I believe her, but I thought it was pretty funny. I wasn't gonna go take her to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, but yeah. See, any excuse for that, like, she was like, it was just unnecessary. Like, some of the parts in the movie, like what she was just doing, it was just like they did it like 3 times, like, and she was just like, what? Come on, guys, let's go. Like, it was just like, that was just it. You know what I mean? Like, that was an unnecessary part of the movie. You didn't really know. Like, we get it.
She doesn't do that. Like, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
She's not a sex vixen. She's
and the thing was, is like, I don't want to ruin it for you, but
I'm not gonna watch it.
Okay, but you know that Captain, like the slingshot guy?
Captain Boomerang?
Like, no, not
Deadshot?
Captain Boomerang. There's another guy whose name's Slingshot. Basically, he can climb anything. I forgot like that. He's an actual character in a DC comic, so like he's an old character.
His name's Slingshot?
I think it's Slingshot.
What was
anyways, I forgot his name. Okay. Dang it. Suicide Squad. But anyways, he gets killed like right off the fucking bat. Yeah. Like, they put him in there just basically to get killed.
Yeah.
But apparently, I guess he was supposed to be like a rapist or something like that. So like they wanted to not feel sympathetic for him or something like that. So like people wouldn't miss him.
Yeah, sure.
But like I didn't really connect with any character during that movie. Maybe Deadshot a little bit, just because he has a daughter in the movie and everything like that, and you know he's just trying to be a dad, and they're just trying to portray the entire movie that these guys are people too.
They're just misunderstood for sure.
They're just misunderstood, but like the thing is like, I don't know, like Harley Quinn's supposed to be like crazy, and she is kind of crazy in the movie, but she's not as crazy as like I thought she would be, like as like the Joker. She's supposed to be on Joker's level, isn't she? Pretty much.
She's a little bit insane, but not on Joker's level. She's in love with Joker. She's got a very Stockholm Syndrome-esque mentality to Joker. And she's the quintessential girl who's in love with an abusive boyfriend, and at times will leave, but she will go back to him. And you're like, dude, what are you doing? He's the guy that like is hitting you. But he's got all my DVDs. It's just I'll just stay with him for a little bit longer. I don't want to go through that process. You're like, all right, whatever. So I mean, she's kind of crazy, but she's not as crazy as Joker. Like, she's not. I don't know. She doesn't have anywhere near the amount of stories that have Joker killing people or like stabbing or like brutally hurting or you know. But she's a villain, sure.
I'm trying to think of other parts of the movie, like.
Well, Joker, for instance, I don't think had a point, right? Is what I'm understanding. He's like,
no, there was no point. He basically filled in the gaps in the movie, pretty much. He probably had a total of maybe 15 minutes of FaceTime. Not even, I'd say like 12 minutes of FaceTime during the whole entire movie.
Yeah.
That's not the way it's presented in that.
And the other thing too was like, they didn't really know what to do with all those characters. Like, they had all these characters, and they're like trying to think, what do they put them up against, pretty much. And it's like, all right, you got Harley Quinn, who is supposed to, because they're all talking about metahumans. Basically, it's almost like mutants for like X-Men, but they're called metahumans.
Yeah.
So like I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, Deadshot, is he really a metahuman or is he just a really good shooter? I'm also thinking like Captain Boomerang, like okay, he's good with boomerangs, but is he really a metahuman? Like you know what I mean?
None of them are metahumans.
Harley Quinn is saying, well, I mean
maybe the Flame guy is.
The Katana. Yeah, he's a metahuman. Yeah. Definitely a metahuman. The Katana girl, like her sword's metahuman, I guess, because it's still souls or something.
No,
like
it's just magic. It's just magic.
Yeah, it's just a magic thing. And then like,
of course, that makes sense.
The Croc, Killer Croc. He has super strength.
Yeah, he's a metahuman.
So he's definitely a metahuman.
Yeah.
But like, as far as the rest of them, no, they're not metahumans at all. Like even Batman, he's not a fucking metahuman either.
Metahuman's like Flash.
So like, yeah, I don't know, but I definitely say that the beginning was definitely enjoyable than the end. Like it's when it got on the action sequences and everything like that. Like I was just like, ugh. And then it was like followed like by long pauses and telling histories and their backstory and then like just unnecessary shit. You know what I mean? Like it was just, I don't know how to explain.
That's a really good review though. Like that's a very thorough review.
Yeah, man.
I have like of that movie.
I mean, I don't. But the thing is like. If they didn't delete all those scenes or anything like that and made it more enjoyable for the public, would it have been the same? Like, would they have enjoyed it? You think?
Possibly. I don't know. I'm really interested to see what his cut would have been, the director's cut.
The other cut looks like, the more gloomy feel.
It was going to be, more gloomy and dark because, like, apparently the Joker was abusive and, like, slapped Harley Quinn. But that was mainly, he did that in the story. Like, so I actually watched a lot of the, like, Harley Quinn and Joker's backstory and everything like that, and he was abusive. Like, at one point, he tried to kill her a bunch of times, and even tried to, and like Harley Quinn ended up actually joining with Batman, and then it later like joined up with Poison Ivy, and they tried to kill Batman and Joker.
Yeah.
But he kept going back to Joker, and then at one point Joker was gonna slice her throat in front of Batman, and Batman's at save her again, and then Harley Quinn shoots her in the shoulder and stuff like that. So
I think a lot of people know this, but just in case they don't, Harley Quinn was actually created for the Batman animated series. She's a completely new character, and
in 97 or 95, right?
Yeah, and then I mean she got so popular that they put her in the comics. But like a lot of her origin story actually comes from, unlike most comic book characters, the comics comes from the cartoon. So it's kind of cool to see that. She had a lot of those moments where she would team up with Batman because she was sick of Joker's shit, but then she would ultimately always just fall in love with him again and go back.
But the cool thing was about it too was that people like some of the Justice League made cameos inside there. Yeah. Just for a second though. Yeah. Like I think the Flash was in there, and then Batman pretty much was in there, everything like that. And they even like it showed Batman like meeting up with at the end like Amanda Waller and like getting like like the top secret plans like of metahumans, and that's how like he started looking for the Justice League and everything. So
but he already has that. Like that's what I was understanding too, is that there's a lot of repetitive scenes. He already has a folder. Why would he need to
go to her? That's what I'm saying. Why would he need to go there? Yeah. Like and talk to her. So I don't know why they added that in. I guess they wanted to like rival Marvel, like because they have like a thing to go on to the next scene. You know how like at the end of the movie.
Well, they originally said they weren't going to do stuff like that, to be different.
Yeah. And the crazy thing was Samuel L. Jackson just popped up in there too.
And he was like, "Yo, I want to recruit you guys for the initiative."
Yeah, exactly. But I mean that's pretty much like all I have to really say about the movie. Is I don't know what could have made it better though. Like
not produced by WB.
I guess because when I saw WB, like at the top, I'm like, this is kind of crazy. I definitely like the soundtrack and everything. That was awesome. I don't know.
I mean, those songs are good alone.
I really wanted them to take this out, like like to take it home, pretty much.
Be more serious, but yeah.
Not be more serious, but like I want to get excited about it, like another superhero movies.
I will say this: like I'm sad about the fact that it's making money, but Batman v Superman made a lot of money too, and they at least acknowledge the fact that they messed up, and they're trying to course correct by getting Jeff Johns in as the new director and VP of the DC Entertainment Universe, Marvel or movie universe, and they're getting rid of Zack Snyder in that sense. So they're trying to course correct, but
are they doing kind of like, remember like when before Marvel was involved in any of like the superhero movies, they were kind of shit a little bit. Why don't they do the same thing that Marvel did? Like,
I'll be right back.
Like DC gets involved with You know what I mean? Like
that's it.
Like
that's what
movie
they're
making.
So that's kind of what they're.
That's what they're doing now, right?
In a sense, they're getting Jeff Johns. But the thing is, WB owns DC. It'd be as if Disney was getting their hands in Marvel shit and being like, no, we need to sell
Disney has
a
a lot more
toy.
movies.
So,
More money. That's a lot more money.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have the same amount of money. The only difference is that their managing styles are different. They own this company, but they trust Marvel to do their thing, and they're letting them do their thing. WB owns DC, and it sounds like they don't trust or have a problem with like allowing them to do the thing. So they're like, well, you're gonna have to make it like this, and we're gonna change it.
If they're so like, you know how like they were saying like they were worried about and they're appeasing, and they even went back and tried to change stuff like that. If they're so into the research and everything like that, why don't they see what Marvel did before, and what like not what Marvel did before, but like learn from their mistakes, like just let like trust in like DC or something like that. Well, you know what I mean? Kind of like Disney did with Marvel, right?
You're saying trust that the people who are running DC could run their movie. Why don't?
Well, kind of like you said, like what's his name, like
Jeff Johns?
is coming in. Jeff Johnson, like is he like the creator of DC?
He's
I don't know who he is. I'm sorry.
One of the lead editors in DC Comics, or was.
Oh, okay.
Is. So he knows a ton of shit about it. So yeah, I mean they're giving him more power to run it. So what was your original question? Why don't they do what?
Why don't they learn from, like, well, I mean, obviously they're learning now, but like before all this started, like, why didn't they learn from the mistake? Because I mean, now we're never gonna get the right Batman v Superman movie. We're never gonna get the right Suicide Squad.
Yep.
So like, I mean, what next movie? I mean, Wonder Woman looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Alan made some good points as to why it might not be that good, but yeah.
I mean, she's facing against humans, so it's like she doesn't face anything that's really stronger than her.
Possibly, yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, possibly, yeah, like you're saying, but.
Yeah. So I agree. Why don't they? It seems that simple, right? Like, why don't they just? They want to be different. They misunderstand why Marvel's Avengers work. They feel like they can skip those years of movies that they created, and they can go right to Justice League, right? They're playing a little bit of catch up. Marvel is treating their medium like from where it came, which is to treat it like a comic book serialized medium, and it's working. DC has treated their movies like movies and trilogies and ending there, like the Nolan movies. And while those movies as a movie like trilogy is great, there is a disconnect in the sense that it just doesn't fit with a superhero mythos. Batman doesn't retire. He hasn't ever, like, he's still going, and it's been like, you know, almost like a century, 100 years. It just doesn't happen. That you don't conclude a superhero story. It just, like, you can't cap these superhero movies. They just keep going, right? So
yeah, I know. Look at The Simpsons.
Yeah, right. So Marvel understands their product. Marvel understands their characters. Marvel understands what like makes all those like creative directions like tick, and
yeah, kind of like goes back to like the things like DC was before Marvel, yeah, but Marvel made it better.
I think in a lot of ways. It's just a shame. I really hope they can course correct, because I want to see great movies. I want to see a great Justice League. I like those characters.
It really is, but the thing is, I followed Marvel a lot more than I did DC, so I'm like, I don't know what to really expect. Like, I'm watching these movies, and I'm like, is DC really like this? Like,
well, you know what Batman is. You know that he doesn't like maliciously like kill people.
I never really watched the Justice League though. Like,
and you know who Superman is. You know he's not that like gloomy. He's more happy
I know he's
than
not.
That. And you know Lex Luthor is not a crazy little like twerp. He's more of like a very masculine.
Yeah, like.
So you know that they're just kind of changing their characters around and giving them weird motivations or lack thereof, and it's resulting in a very like convoluted, questionable mess, right? You're just like,
yeah, man. I mean, think about Deadpool. Like they gave them complete creative control over that, and like
nailed it.
It fucking nailed it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly what people love. Like, who the majority of people are going to see this like movie is going to be like comic people, like nerds, like people that know the characters and stuff like that. So that's the same thing that DC, like, you want to go see that movie Batman. I mean, you know what I mean? You want to go see that character. You want to see what you know from the comics, from the animated series and everything like that.
Yeah.
You don't give a shit about anybody else. And if it's good and you guys approve of it, it's just going to keep getting money. Because like some people have seen that movie like 3-4 times or something like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, Deadpool made the most money.
And I'm guaranteed Batman v Superman, people, they didn't make a lot on those DVD sales at all. I mean, they tried to Did you see what they tried to do with that?
The Ultimate Edition, that's like an hour long.
Yeah, it's an hour longer, and they like said it was better this version or something like that. And I'm like, I'm not falling for that shit.
I think yeah, and I think that's what they realize. I think that like, so a lot of fanboys are saying, well, but look, it's making a ton of money. It was successful. We're fine. They're gonna keep making. But I think WB realizes that there's gonna be a lot of people like you, Steve, who have like who get burned by being like, whoa, Batman and Superman, I'll see it. And I was like, that wasn't that good. And it's like, well, but this is Ultimate Edition is great. It's like, I'm not gonna fall for that. I'm gonna not watch this again. You've watched Suicide Squad now. You've gotten burned again now. So
yeah.
Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad. Like, what are the chances? Yeah, what are the chances you actually go into the theater and watch a Wonder Woman or a Justice League or an Aquaman?
I'm not.
Right? Like, and I think there's going to be a lot of people
Amber
like you.
Wants to. Yeah.
And if that happens, they might be forced to honestly burn the whole thing down and start over again.
I mean, it looks good. But I don't want to. Like, I don't feel the need to.
All the Suicide Squad talk made me have to take a number 2.
Oh snap!
Yeah. On the movie.
On that note, let's dump this topic and go on to the next topic.